In this video, I'm going to share with you ways to use mindfulness to overcome anxiety. In this next video, I'm going to share with you a testimonial from Matthew who worked with me to overcome anxiety.
I seem to have calmed down a little bit more, and definitely a lot more focused on my goals and where I want to go through and go forward with everything. With regards to some of the stuff that I was taught, granted there was a lot to take on board when doing this course, but overall I don't regret doing it because Natasha has been a massive help to me, been a massive help to my confidence. She's really helped me try and find a sense of myself again through mindfulness techniques such as meditations, and so essentially she's been like a massive guide and help to achieving my goals, which is the next step for me. By doing this course, I've learned how to be a lot more calmer. I've learned to meditate a lot more, and gradually I hope to be in a position where I can build towards the future and hopefully achieve my dream in life, which is to become an actor. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was a boy, so it's the only thing that in my mind that really keeps me going. So overall, I took on the mindfulness course because I needed a sense of direction, a sense of preparing myself for a great opportunity, which I'm hoping to come up in the acting world. But I just need to be prepared for that, and I'm hoping this mindfulness course, and by doing it so far, it has really helped me get a lot more confident. It has built up my ability to see things a little bit more clearer now, and not see things at one perspective or the other. To look at this grey area which I've never looked at before, and try my best to interpret things a little better, what people are saying to me. Overall, though, I want to build my confidence a lot more. I feel this course is doing that. It's helping me become more open with people, more honest with people, and not be afraid to talk about things which are a little bit more difficult to talk about, such as anxiety. I mean, it's just finding that niche now, and that plan, that opportunity, and by doing this course, I've definitely learned a lot more about structuring myself within. So meditating for a certain day, and like telling yourself it's okay to feel emotions and all that. Like, it's okay to let out issues. It's okay to deal with complicated situations. It's okay to be you and express your emotions. I hope that Natasha's course continues, because mindfulness, I feel, is a very useful tool. It will help build confidence in people who struggle to express themselves, to open up a bit more. I feel that mindfulness is a good way of reaching out to a wider audience as well, because it affects people in many different ways, and there are many different techniques in mindfulness which can help various people.
Have you ever been into an audition where you felt really anxious? And all you could focus on was the anxiety that you were feeling. And you might even say to yourself, I feel anxious right now. And have you ever noticed that when you say that to yourself, that it reinforces the feeling of anxiety, that you tend to feel so much worse? And there's a reason behind that. That's behind the psychology that we experience. But if we go back to being at school, and how you might have felt then, because I remember when I was at school, I felt really anxious around social situations. I also felt like I had to be accepted. And in order to do that, I need to conform to this way of being, this society that we live in order to feel like I'm going to be accepted in this group. That I wasn't good enough, or my values and beliefs weren't like you, so I need to be more like you. And that's tend to be, as we grow up, we conform to this way of being, let's say. It's a way of being ourselves. It seems to be that we break that sense of self about us, the authentic self. And that's the problem with the conditioning of society and going into the education system for that reason. So what happens is we form these patterns of behaviour over time, and then we end up thinking like, telling ourselves, let's say, that we're anxious. Telling ourselves that I'm anxious right now. And I have anxiety because I've always had anxiety. So we define ourselves by that. Mindfulness is paying attention to our thoughts, our physical sensations, and the environment around us. It helps us to stop judging ourselves for things that we did wrong, so we're not constantly self-blaming all the time. And we do this by self-awareness, being in the present moment, here and now. We pay attention with the attitude of kindness towards ourselves and other people. And it also teaches us to become aware of our habits and behaviours, so we can elicit change and not get caught up in rumination. So present moment awareness is particularly really important as an actor to be able to cultivate, being here and now. And that can be very difficult when you're learning a scene, but learning to be here and now in the present moment, that's what mindfulness teaches you to do. The key component is patience, accepting that sometimes we must opt for a different approach, and accepting that we have to let things unfold in their own time. And when we can do that, we can become more patient with ourselves. Let me know in the comments below if you find mindfulness helpful, and if there's any practices that you do at home. When you feel stressed, you might have noticed you have an increased heart rate, you're breathing faster, and you have a high blood pressure, and you tend to feel out of control. And that's because there's a disconnect between the mind and the body. In that moment you feel stressed, pause for a moment, breathe deeply, and then relax. What that does is it sends a signal to the brain to relax and calm down. The brain then sends the same message to the body, which engages the parasympathetic nervous system to help to ground you in the present moment. Next time you feel stressed, breathing in, into the heart, into the lungs, and creating space around the heart and around the lungs. And when you do that, we get back into a parasympathetic nervous system where we feel more rested, and it switches back on the prefrontal cortex responsible for decision making. So it really helps to just breathe. When we breathe through the diaphragm, it helps to improve the heart function. So the next time you feel anxiety in an audition, trying this technique will help. This is a practice I like to practice myself. I also teach it to my clients as well, and it's called landing practice. It's one you could do at any time during the day. It helps to build stability and helps you to ground in the present moment. Now, finding a comfortable position which feels right for you, perhaps that's closing your eyes or dropping your gaze. It might be helpful to lie down, so do that if you prefer, or if you're sitting on a chair, having your feet planted on the ground. Perhaps your hands rested, beginning to breathing in and breathe out. Breathing in and breathing out. Noticing how you're feeling right now in this present moment, and just being curious as to how the body's feeling right now. Breathing in and breathing out. Then whenever you're ready, I'd like you to imagine a tree with autumn leaves. The colour of the leaves. Then one of the leaves detaches from the branch and softly floats down, landing on the ground. And that's what we're doing right now. We're softly coming down and landing once more. Beginning to have a sense of that in your body. A feeling of arriving, of dropping and landing. As you come back to yourself once more. Being with the heart, the body and the mind in this moment. Now, as we're coming to the end of the practice, drawing your attention back to your breath, noticing any changes of breathing, then whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. So that was a short practice, only takes a couple of minutes. It's a practice you can do at any time during the day, and it's very effective for lowering the activity of anxiety. Another step is to understand and acknowledge that you're feeling anxious right now. Instead of beating yourself up and thinking that you're never going to overcome this, understand that you can overcome this, and this is possible to overcome. When we can acknowledge and accept that we're feeling anxious, we're not causing resistance of the emotion that we're feeling right now. Let me know in the comments below if you found these practices helpful today. And please like, share and subscribe. And if you'd like to find out more, to be able to build more self-awareness and overcome anxiety and befriend that critic, stop judging yourself, come and join my Facebook group, which is Mindful Actors Empowerment Group. I'll put it in the link below. See you in the next video.